Hey there, friends. It's good to be back. I hope some of you are able to watch some of the videos that I've already posted up. My name is Ginger, and I am the proprietor of Tarot by Ginger. I used to do YouTube videos. I did them consistently for about 2 years. I stopped in 2023, the end of 2023. It got to be a bit too much for me. I was working a full-time job and doing the videos at the same time, and I did that because I really loved doing it. And but it just got to be way too much. Sitting in a chair at work all day, acting as an office manager, and then coming home and sitting in a chair is not really good for the body. So I spent some time getting myself back into a little better physical shape. I actually went through an interesting time. I'll just put it that way. It was an interesting time, a very difficult time that, we all find ourselves in these positions where we have a choice to make, and it's a very difficult choice. And what ended up happening was I was in a position where I was being paid less and less because the company needed to downsize, and I was given more and more work. And I just couldn't do the work, and I kept telling my boss, I can't do this, I can't do this. Oh, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. So, it just got to be too much. So I was talking to my guides over about 6 months, and they just kept telling me, Ginger, have faith. You can leave that job. You don't have to go back there. You don't have to go back tomorrow. Well, finally, the day came where I didn't have to go back tomorrow. And I stopped working at that job. I gave my 2 weeks notice. Ended up staying for a month. But I finished my job. I finished it with integrity. And then for the month of February of 2024, I slept all month. And then I decided I was going to start working locally. I'm an executive assistant, bookkeeper, that sort of thing. And I said, I just got this idea. Why don't you look in Craigslist and see if there's something there for you? And guess what? I found this really wonderful part-time job that's really working for a wonderful person who pays me well. And I really enjoy the work. And it's part-time, so I get to come home today. I was gardening in the yard, so I have time to do the things that I enjoy doing. And I trusted. It was not easy. It was a little scary because I'd never been without a job before, never just left a job not having a job. And, so it was a little scary, but my guides kept telling me to trust. Just trust us. Everything will be okay. And everything was okay, and everything is okay. And I'm here to tell you that if you have a situation like that, pray and talk to your guides. We all have guides, and the Holy Spirit and the divine itself, who is there to help us. So give it a try. It's worth the try. So thanks for joining me tonight. I have, so that's my story. I pulled some cards earlier today, and I looked at them and I realized that it's a reading for the United States, I believe. I believe the United States is the subject, and particularly people who did not vote for Donald Trump. So I would like to show you those cards. I'm going to just change my screen here a minute so you can see the cards. And me as I explain what's going on here. All right. So, okay, here we go. All right, so I did a Celtic cross, and the first card out is the Five of Pentacles, where we feel destitute. We feel that there's nowhere we can turn for help, although help is right there in that window with all the pentacles in the window. That's where that person's help is. It's right in front of her eyes, but she doesn't believe it. Maybe she's been down for so long that she just doesn't believe that there's any help for her. Crossing that for good or bad is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, tens are the penultimate, or they're the ultimate. And so this means that Wands is a suit of determining how to delegate and to put burdens down, not to carry heavy burdens, but here we have a situation where the person has had enough, and they can't do it anymore, and they're dropping their burdens. Now, look at how beautiful this scene is. This is a woman here. She looks like the tree trunk, right? This deck is the Shadowscape Tarot. So she's the tree trunk, and look at what she's carrying. But look at, it's beautiful, right? What she's carrying is beautiful, and she built that. But she built it on her own, and it became such a burden. So she's ready to put it down. She's ready to set it down on the ground. I'm going to say that this is a good place to start for this reading. The next card at the bottom of the reading is the Page of Wands. Here we have the page. Pages are new beginnings. And this card tells us why this is happening in the first place. Why is this reading coming out the way that it is? What started this? So what started it is we are passionate. We're passionate people, we Americans. We're passionate. We love our freedom. We kind of take it for granted. You know, we take our freedom for granted, and we're just kind of like not paying attention. We're not paying attention to things that are happening behind the scenes or in front of our face. And we're walking down this path with the sunlight on our, shining down on us. We have all these friends. She's out there with the foxes and the fairies, and she's playing her instrument, and she's just happy, and she's beginning something new, she thinks. Well, she is. She is beginning something new and passionate. In the recent past, we have the Empress. Yeah, that's where we lived. That's where we lived. That's who we were, and we still are. I don't know how long that's going to last, but we are, the United States of America is the Empress. She has everything. She is blessed. She is divine. She is abundant. She is creative. She is a very hospitable, giving energy. This is in our recent past. At the top of the reading, which points us to the direction of the outcome of the reading, is the Ten of Cups. What is your ultimate happiness? What is that? What is the ultimate happiness for you? Let me see. I don't think you're seeing these cards as well as I'd like you to. Sorry about that. Okay, that's better. All right. So, whatever your idea of the ultimate in happiness is, that's the Ten of Cups. This is pointing us to the outcome of this reading. So there's hope. This tells us there's a lot of hope here. A lot of hope. In the near future, we have the Three of Wands. This also, these are the people who didn't vote for Donald saying, we're putting out there that this is not what we want, but we feel kind of helpless. The man is lawless. He has no care for the rule of law. He has no care for the Constitution. He has no care for the people of America. And so we put it out there, help, we need help. Please help us. How do we help ourselves? How do we overcome this? And we're looking out, and you know what? Our help is coming because the sun is shining. She is standing, he or she is standing. It's a woman. She's standing on that cliff with her cat, and she's waiting for her ships to come in, and they will come in, and they will be what she sent off as her hope, please help us, will come back with a solution. So she's waiting for that solution because she knows it will come. In the energy of the people of the United States, again, we have another page, the Page of Cups. Let's see. Page of Cups. She's another beginning. It's about our emotions. It's about learning to be mature emotionally, yet she is just a child. So she's just learning. She is learning to trust her instincts. She is learning that she can take care of herself. She's learning these things. She can rely on herself, for the things that she has a deep well within her of strength And she can rely on that strength. And she has integrity and honor and a lot of love. And so she's going to use that to help bring the solution forward. And the energy around us is the Three of Swords. Yeah, heartbreak, betrayal. Number one word for this card, betrayal. You know, look, beautiful America has been betrayed. All of its resources, all of its beauty, all of the intelligence and charm and humor and wit and creativity of the American people. Where's that going now, right? That's the energy around us. Our hopes and fears. I'm going to say this is not our fear. This might be Donald Trump's fear. So if you look at this card, the fox are jumping one way, and let's say Donald Trump is jumping the other way. He's going against the fold, going against the grain. He doesn't know where he's going. Everybody else is going the other way, while he is going the opposite way. And everybody's, nobody's on board, nobody's on line, they're not on track, they're all going their own way. It's just a little crazy. That's in the hope and fears position. Well, I think that we may see that happening, if it's not already. I think that that's happening more than we know right now. The outcome of the reading, possible outcome, is the Nine of Cups. We had the Ten of Cups above the reading in the cross section of the Celtic cross, and that speaks to the possible outcome, and here's the possible outcome, the Nine of Cups. And I think that this card is speaking to the American people, saying, you know what, you will accomplish what you set out to do. It's the I know some readers call it the hope card, the wish card. It's what you wish for. I really see it as someone who has put in a lot of effort and struggled a bit to get where they are, but they are successful. And they can be very proud of themselves because they worked hard and they did it with integrity. And they did it out of responsibility, not just for themselves, but for other people. And so that is the reading. It's overall, I'm going to say, very positive. Now, this is not to say that, I'm going to close this. This is not to say that, it's going to happen tomorrow. And it's not to say that people, we are not going to suffer. I think there will be some suffering. I think we will suffer until we can get this figured out. How can we overcome a man who is just lawless and, not caring about what a judge says, or maybe even the Supreme Court. We don't know. But that's not for us to worry about. What we need to do is stand up for ourselves and gather in groups and groups and groups. Stay together. Do things together. Write letters to your representatives, to election boards, asking them to, pay attention to the previous election, because I really think that Harris won. I think that the statistics, and I think the statistics show that there was definite voter fraud on the behalf of Donald Trump. And you know what? He said a number of times that Elon took care of the election for him. I think Elon did that. And there was also a lot of voter suppression where people's names were taken off the rolls. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people's names were taken off the voter rolls. So those people could not vote. And guess what? They were all Democrats. So I think that if you write to your representatives, write to the battleground states, to the Secretary of State, Board of Elections, and ask them to do an audit on the election, on the 2024 election, because it's important to do that, not so we get a new president, but going forward, we need to know that our elections are not going to be hampered with, and so this is one way to determine, were they hampered? Yeah, they were. So, but you can find ways, get together with people and, stand up for yourselves. That's what we need to do as a people. This is our country. We don't need to let a lawless man take our country away from us. So thank you for listening. I'm glad to be back. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Okay, bye-bye.